Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your night to join me. I really do appreciate it. I'm happy to report that we're right on track for getting that 1,000 video catalog, and I'm super pumped about it. Can't wait till the new year. Can't wait to set other new goals, both publicly and in my personal life, and then accomplishing those goals because it's taken me 37 years to welcome myself to your screen and in your home and in your life. So thank you so much for watching my stuff. I think 200 videos in under a month is in and of itself something really cool that I can say now that I'm really gonna get done. And so instead of wasting more of your time talking about nothing, let's do what we always do and talk about nothing in a more generalized, organized sense. Friendly reminder that I am an old man, you feel me, and I do my best to provide you guys with entertainment from the comfort of my room. And it's super old school, it's super low budget right now. I mean, I'm thinking that there'll be a time while I do this that I'll even not be able to pay my own phone bill and rely on the internet that we have here so that I can get all of these things done just simply because. And if you didn't already know, I am in fact unemployed. I guess more proudly than not, but then the problem with not having a job is you don't have money, and so that's kind of an issue, especially in this country. But regardless, let's talk tonight about what were we going to talk about? We were going to talk. I had it on the tip of my tongue. Oh, so link in the description below. I never typically do this. I hardly ever reference media outside of the YouTube realm only because I'm a YouTuber and I've been a YouTube fanatic and avid user for more than 2 decades, and it's only taken me a little more than 2 decades to start putting my first videos online. And it's all kind of in good fun, you know what I mean? But link in the description below as I preface that. I don't like traditional media. I think it's a sad sort of affair, set of affairs with traditional media. I often cite a time in my life where news was neutral, and this is during the era of like Walter Cronkite and unfortunately post World War II, at the beginning of the Cold War and pre Vietnam. It seemed like there was a pretty robust and reliable media, as it concerned giving a large audience a neutral perspective as to current events and how they can potentially directly or indirectly impact your life. And so I always start everything with the big old speech, you know what I mean? Big old monologue, prologue, prelude kind of a thing, whatever you want to call it. I do that because I like to start from somewhere. It's important, that a house has a solid foundation. Otherwise, it's kind of just a structure waiting for physics to take over its literal structure and make it not so lasting, you feel me? And so I do these things with intent. And so I feel like traditional media and is just garbage now. It's garbage now, and it has been for like 30 years since Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher decided to um turn the world into their own sort of IRL monopoly, And we all know how monopoly ends, right? It really never ends, and somebody always ends up with everything, and you always end up, having to barter with the bank and arbitrarily make deals on high interest rates. And oh boy, I don't mean to sidebar too much, but link in the description below. We're talking about how traditional media has now recognized the rise, quote unquote, of malls in America. And so for a long time now, we've been listening to boomers and Xers, the uncool Xers talk about how retail's dying and nobody likes to do things in person anymore. And, again, I think that's all a bunch of garbage. I literally, I've never seen, like, we live within pretty close proximity to a mall. You feel me? And it's weird because the particular mall that we live near is always busy. You feel me? Like, that mall is always busy. I've never experienced the death of a mall. Like, when I see creators go, into abandoned malls and stuff like that, like, none of that makes any sense to me because people put a lot of time and effort into getting that space, into doing all that labor, into making it the spot that it is. And I guess I don't. Okay, so back in maybe 2014 or something, or 2013, I was spending a summer in Phoenix, living inside of a tent at the state fairgrounds, and I remember at that particular time, I went to a mall called Metro Station, right? So this was like a really big mall. It's like in a really sick location. It was in a really sick location. Long story short, because retailers pulled out and stuff, they ended up going bankrupt, and now that Metro Station mall that they had invested millions of dollars in, including plans in the future, which now have come to fruition in the connecting of the Phoenix Light Rail up there. They got a real impressive mass transit system in Phoenix and all of Maricopa County. And I feel like that's not talked about a lot, but if you spend any sort of time in that area, and I just quoted an era of like circa 13, 12 years ago or whatever. And I bring it all up because the mall is something that Metro Mall, when I went in it, the only thing that was there were like a couple of little restaurants and stuff. But I felt like there weren't people there because there was no business there. Like, there's got to be business there, and then people come to business. You feel me? Like the whole Rome thing. If we build it, they'll come. Whatever kind of a euphemism or whatever it is. I'm just saying that like euphemism. But anyways, I don't actively try to torture English vocabulary. I just sometimes make mistakes while doing improv videos for the whole world to see. So, yeah, all I'm saying is that you definitely need to watch this video because it explores the idea that cannot be untalked about, which is, the fact that people have eyes, and just because boomers don't go out into the real world anymore because they've done such an excellent job of hoarding all of their wealth and probably feel a little guilty about how the world's on fire while they're, investing 401ks and trying to keep that really expensive mortgage payment down because the Fed keeps cutting interest rates, right? Just making it more of an incentive for rich people like boomers to go out and continue to make the world a terrible place, all at the cost of living the American dream and ordering in DoorDash from custom built homes that are far without the city limits, and like expecting people to give them all of their food. I'm just saying, right? Like, anyways, I obviously have some issues with the aggregation, right? The consolidation of wealth as it concerns where these people are. And these people are not at malls. They're not, I mean, best case scenario, they're at very high end malls. Have you guys seen the video trending of Kim Kardashian's assistant having Tesla robots assist her with her shopping needs? I mean, again, we got to put some things in perspective. And as much as of a fan as everybody else is of the Kardashians, you feel me, and that family, and Bruce Jenner, and their long-standing history, within litigation and law. I mean, we all kind of forget that family has roots. They didn't actually just start being the Kardashians, and they were the Kardashians before the Kardashians. I'm just saying that, like, to put that into perspective, each one of those robots prototype are costing anywhere from 40 to 60K. She's got like 6 of them. The items that they're carrying are from designer, name brand, super high end retailers. And it's just to see a person with such wealth. I just feel like it's kind of more a turn off than it is a turn on. And I bring all of this up, and I'm trying to bring it full circle because I feel like that's why old people don't go out into the world. I feel like that's why they don't, instead they just invest in these crazy mansion compound homes, don't ever leave them, and fail to recognize that the world still turns and still goes around, even though they're doing their best to hoard all of this wealth and to make observations from an outside perspective that they know nothing about. And that includes, but is not limited to, the link in the description below that discusses how boomers are finally coming to the realization that malls, in and of themselves, are never going to go anywhere so long as there's a place and a reason to go, so long as the economy that's all made up and arbitrary doesn't decide one day that hot dogs at Hot Dog on a Stick are $10. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of things to consider in the real world as it concerns real life and real living. And I I'm just, I don't know. It's the way that I feel. And so I hope that you guys are doing really well. I do my best to try and make these videos as um, palpable as possible. So thank you guys for joining, and I do appreciate it. And we're gonna hit the 1,000 videos. I just know that we are. There's really no room for failure on this, and so I will be right back at it here in a minute with another video. All right, bye.